Ubisoft is finally revealing Assassin's Creed Infinity in the month of September, which is only a couple weeks away because Ubisoft has made an official announcement basically stating that they're not going to be running an Assassin's Creed event which is going to take place next month, and there's only a few weeks left for this event to start up. Now there's this guy on the internet who basically leaked a ton of stuff that is related to Assassin's Creed Infinity. He's also given us information about what kind of a setting is Ubisoft going to be unveiling with their Assassin's Creed Infinity, and one of which is basically feudal Japan, something that the fans have been wanting for a very long time, because Japan and playing as a ninja or a samurai is something that we've always wanted ever since people got their eyes on with Ghost of Tsushima, and that's basically what the Assassin's Creed fans have been talking about all day long ever since Ghost of Tsushima got released. Some people have also been stating that Ghost of Tsushima is basically an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan, and this is basically how an Assassin's Creed game is supposed to be. But nonetheless, the leaker Grub has given us a ton of information here. Now Grub here says that Assassin's Creed Infinity will feature multiple timelines, and one of which is going to be the best ones of all time, which is of course the feudal Japan, and we're going to be playing as a ninja assassin. Now playing as ninja is one of the most coolest things, and I think fans have also been asking for something like this to Ubisoft for a very long time. I've been making a ton of videos speculating what kind of a new Assassin's Creed game I would love to see, and one of my highest priorities always remain to an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan, because Asian region always has a ton of history, man. In Japan, the place is wonderful when it comes to ancient Japan and the lore and stuff. I'm pretty sure that Ubisoft could basically nail it if they don't end up making it a complete RPG garbage like what we have seen with Odyssey. And I really want them to focus more towards the narrative, and at the same time make sure that this is a single player game, so you're not supposed to add in too much of microtransactions, because that kind of just takes away the immersion. They just bring in all these real nonsense like what they're doing with Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now, where we have an Iron Man suit that is coming up, and I think a lot of dumb Assassin's Creed YouTubers have also been supporting those because they get paid by Ubisoft, and you guys probably know the YouTubers that I'm talking about as well. And I, as an Assassin's Creed fan, honestly do not support these kind of bullshit, the magical stuff and whatever that Ubisoft is doing with Assassin's Creed right now. I just want this game to stick with its grounds up, and another Call of Duty words, what you call as the boots on the ground game. So that's basically what I want to see, an old school Assassin's Creed game, which is an Assassin's Creed game and not anything else, not a superhero or a magical RPG game. It just has to be Assassin's Creed, a perfect match between RPG and a Creed game. Very similar to what they've done with Origins, because Origins was a fantastic game. It was phenomenal, well done with the narrative, well done with the RPG stuff, and everything was just perfect with Assassin's Creed Origin. And I think if Ubisoft could nail this stuff with Japan setting, I think this could be one of the best games ever made when it comes to open world set in a Japan setting. Now the leaker Jeff Grubb here stated that Ubisoft is likely gearing up to unveil the first major location for Assassin's Creed Infinity, which is going to be unveiled next month, in the month of September. Now Ubisoft is set to hold a new event dedicated entirely to Assassin's Creed only, that's going to feature a bunch of information regarding Assassin's Creed Infinity. Now as far as the time period and what kind of a game we're going to basically get with Infinity, it seems like Grubb here himself has reported in the past for Infinity. He basically stated that the game is going to be set in ancient Japan, and we'll see players controlling a protagonist that is a ninja. Whether or not any of this proves to be true remains to be seen as far as what Ubisoft is going to be announcing. We're just a couple weeks away, so we will of course know if this leak is indeed true, or maybe just another dumb leak that's just on the internet. But you're not really losing anything to just go ahead and consider this leaks and get really hyped about this stuff, because video games in general, the topic of gaming itself is always making us entertained, hyped and excited, and I think that's something that we should also share and enjoy the moment. And I know that Japan has been one of the biggest bucket list locations for the next Assassin's Creed game, so let me know down below in the comments, you fans, let me know which setting would you guys want to see with the upcoming Assassin's Creed Creed Infinity, because as far as we know, it's going to be a live service game, which means that we're going to get a ton of different location, different settings added into just one game. I don't really know on how it's going to work out. Maybe you could just switch between different timelines and different games in just one launcher or something like that. Or maybe this could be a game that is kind of connected with different storylines and different protagonists, and this could be really bizarre on how Ubisoft is going to work this out. So that's really interesting to see what they're up to with the upcoming Assassin's Creed franchise. Now, as far as what I would like to see personally, I think I would honestly prefer an Assassin's Creed game basically set in Japan or China or India or any place that is located in Asia, because I don't think that Ubisoft has really explored Asia in terms of a proper AAA Assassin's Creed game. Now, I know that we have China as well as India in Assassin's Creed Chronicles, but that's still not a full-fledged AAA title. It's just a side-scroller, and I think they could do much better with a really good lore if they want to make a AAA title with this particular setting. So let me know what you guys want to see with your upcoming hopes, and what's something that you guys would like with the upcoming Assassin's Creed games. Let your thoughts known down below in the comments, because any of the Ubisoft developers or any person from Ubisoft could end up watching this video. So if they end up reading your comments, they might end up finding some ideas, because all of these small ideas is basically what lets the companies know on what people want and what they don't. So if you guys could just go ahead and share your opinions in the comments, that would really help out a lot for the community as well as for the betterment of the game. So just feel free to take your time and drop a comment as always. Now, another very interesting thing that the leaker Grub has stated is that the game Assassin's Creed Infinity is only going to be available solely for the next generation platforms only, meaning the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, as well as the PC version, which also means that the current generation of consoles, the PS4, Xbox Ones, are not going to be able to get Assassin's Creed Infinity, which I think is highly very unlikely, because this is basically gonna make Ubisoft lose a lot of money, and I think Ubisoft is basically this type of a company who would never want to lose money over just releasing this game for the next gen consoles only. Because if you take a look at all the upcoming games, including some of the next gen titles like Horizon Forbidden West, which was only supposed to be released for the PlayStation 5, because just look at the game, it's not supposed to be running in the current gen platforms, but still it does. Like for example, God of War Ragnarok, which is upcoming game, it's also released for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So basically all the upcoming games were also released for both the console generations, because the majority amount of players are currently still stuck with the last gen consoles, PS4, Xbox Ones, and some of them also have personal preferences. They don't want to be spending for an upgrade for just a 60 frames per second and a couple of ray tracing here and there, because all the new games that's coming up is releasing for the last gen as well, with just two features that's missing, which is 60 frames per second and ray tracing. So that's not a big deal for those of you guys who don't really care about those and just want to enjoy the game, I guess. So I don't really know how far of this leak is entirely true, because if the leaker says that it's only going to be considered releasing on the next gen platform, then I think Ubisoft is highly making a very huge mistake in terms of financial situations here. But of course, if the game is like a truly next gen title which blows our minds off with the amount of graphics and all that stuff, then I think that would of course be a really good choice as well. But we don't really know any information as of now, and I don't think Ubisoft is going to go so far away in terms of future production at this early stage for just next generation consoles. So you guys just relax. I will keep you guys updated if there's any sort of things like that with Assassin's Creed Infinity right here on this channel. So I will of course keep in touch with Ubisoft. I will keep speaking to some of the developers and people that I know from Ubisoft and collect as much information as I possibly can for Assassin's Creed Infinity, and I will keep you guys updated with all the information that you guys need to know about the upcoming Assassin's Creed games and basically all the open world titles, because that is what I cover on this channel. Any open world games that is upcoming or any news, leaks, or informations will firstly be available right here on my channel. So make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel and turn the notifications on. And the most important step of all, even if you guys are turning the notifications on, make sure that you guys set the notification settings to all, because if you don't do that, the broadcast YouTube platform, they just don't send you guys the notifications of my daily videos. And also guys, thank you so much. We are just 1,000 subscribers away from hitting our first biggest milestone 100,000 subscribers. This is something that I've never expected, and I think I'm super excited to see what happens with the channel growing further and moving on with the community here. I really want to thank you guys so much for showing all the support and bringing this channel, the community, all the way up to 100,000 of you people. So I'm really thankful and grateful to all of you guys. And yeah, if you guys could just go ahead and show your support by just simply dropping a like, I would really appreciate that, because your like and your support really helps the channel out. It helps the videos a lot. And yeah, just take a few seconds of your time and show your support. I would love that. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.